anybody who is family of Luke or Rebecca, please stand up. Family. Friends of Rebecca. Friends of Luke. We have our usual table from Walkington in the corner who kind of pretended to be friends. But they only hear because they know a good party when they hear of one. On the yes, William. On the table we have Margaret, our own Mary Berry, who made this fabulous. I thought I'd just put that picture up first because that was taken, I don't know what year. How old?
1989.
That was outside the church we were at today. I think it was Laurel's christening.
1989.
So we've got Barbara with a lot of hair. We've got Mel with a different colour hair. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Louise and Rebecca and Lewis in the corner here. And that was a long, long time ago because this church was actually, we actually lived in the parish of the church that Rebecca and Luke got married at today. So I love seeing that picture.
What's Louise? Where's Rebecca? What's her out?
Oh, sorry. That's what my wife does for me. Thank you, dear. Anyway, I pressed the button with some trepidation. Let's see what happens. Look, do you like that? I have moved on as regards transitions. So, anyway, June 1986 was a very memorable month. Thankfully. Gary Lineker first came to our attention scoring a very timely hat-trick in the World Cup game against Poland, which England won 3-0. Now we can't get rid of it. This man trashed it. The hand of God. Hand of God, by the way. I just thought it was straightforward cheating myself. It was God. Anyway, for the golfers in the room, and we have a few over in the corner I know, when you're talking about putting, a nasty 5-footer is known as a Dennis Wise. On the other hand, Diego Maradona is a very, very nasty 5-footer. I'm sort of getting the evil eye, so I better move on. Most people will have known Rebecca for about half of her life, or perhaps less, so I'm going to try and fill in the gaps. She was born at 8:20 a.m. on the 6th of June 1986 in the maternity unit at Nottingham City Hospital, which is only a couple of miles down the road from here. This was our second visit there out of 4, because all the girls were born in the same place, and she weighed an eye-watering 8 pounds 13 ounces. To her family, Rebecca has always been known as Bear, and I actually had to work out, I had to talk to Barlow about that to work out the reason. And I'm pleased to reveal that the main reason is really quite simple. As a result of the way that Barbara used to braid her hair, she bore a striking resemblance to a teddy bear. And it sort of stuck. I wondered if it was something like Bear Down, when it was 8 pounds 13. We cannot, I use this one at Louise's wedding, we can't bypass this sort of iconic surprise, of Rebecca. Now, the Louvre have inquired about the rights to hang this picture next to the Mona Lisa, but unfortunately the offer isn't sort of suitable at the moment. But actually, just look at those enigmatic stares. Or is it the full nappy? Now, by my estimation, there are 20 people in this room who've been part of Rebecca's life since she was born. There's the obvious 4 on the top table. There's my dad's sisters and their husbands, and we met the sisters earlier. Heather and Bob, Gaynor and Andy, and Fee and Steve. There's Louise, her sister. There's Lewis, her cousin. There's Barbara's siblings, Diana, who is one of her godmothers. Andrew and Peter. My sister Melanie. There's Gladys and Kingsley Leo, who are great friends of the family for many, many years. And last but not least, there's Diane and Mike, who are over there, and Diane is Rebecca's other godmother. And of course the godmothers did that lovely reading today. I'd also like to mention Rebecca's maternal grandparents. There's a picture here, Edward and Agnes, who are not so very far away from here. And they'll be looking down on this day with the same pride, happiness and love as the rest of us. Right, let's get on now. This is when it starts getting dangerous for you all, because there's pictures that you might feature in. So Rebecca attended, Rebecca attended Cross Day Nursery. This is Rebecca. This appears to be the twin brother she never had. Well, unbelievably, Barbara remembers as being Ben, was it? Yeah. So this was followed by Bramcote Hills Primary School, which actually have photographers. Yes, your children are at Bramcote. And the family moved to Walkington in 1993, and Rebecca began her formative years in the village school. Now this is interesting because Jessica's looking very demure here. Jessica, where are you? Stand up, come on. Stephen, where are you? Is there anybody else that I've missed? No. And of course this was a sort of formative years in terms of friendships. We moved on to Beverley. Oh, yes, there we got best friends. Sophia, where are you, Sophia? There you go. We'll get very embarrassed. On to Beverley High School. Eden, where are you? So I get most of them. This is where Rebecca learned to play the cello. Throughout all of this, of course, there were sisters. So particularly miserable Abigail in the middle. Ellie gets very upset with these pictures because she's not in them, and that's because she hasn't been born. And at this sort of stage, as Louise had moved on at this stage, so now we go Rebecca, Abigail, and Eleanor. So they were always around. So in 1996, we up sticks and went off to the Wild West, 5051 East Cortez Street, Phoenix, Arizona. And Rebecca quickly made friends at Coco Park Middle School. Now, I don't think there'll be anybody out of that picture, will there? Well, Janet's not in that picture. No, that's right. She became part of the synchronised swimming team. It provided us with a lot of entertainment. We probably unfairly used to refer to it as synchronised drowning.
Numbers depleted each time.
Yeah, there used to be 20 in the team. She continued to play the cello, and one of the highlights was playing on the Queen Mary dock in San Diego Harbor. I don't know if that was actually on the Queen Mary, but that was in one of the orchestras we played. Holidays were great. And, you can note Dr. Abbey showing early signs of dissent there. So after 3 wonderful years in Arizona, we returned to the UK in 2000. Rebecca headed back to Beverley Girls High School, sat her GCSEs and A-levels, which was more than Louise ever had to do because she'd missed both of them. Cello playing was now with the East Riding Youth Orchestra. Along the way, she met one of her well, probably the world's most excitable future bridesmaid. I nearly took it out, Ellie. I nearly took it out. Next stop was Sheffield University, where Rebecca read French, and in her first year she lived in Stevenson Hall, which was actually the hall I stayed in when I first went to Sheffield University. And indeed, Laura, you're a... Come on up, you get... Oh,
And that, most of that is time middle school.
Yeah,
oh, Paul Stevenson. Well, I was going to ask, anybody else stayed at Stevenson Hall? Yeah, well, there you go. fun. As part of her course, and Louise referred to it earlier, Rebecca spent a gap year in Argenton, a small town in Normandy, as a teaching assistant. It would be fair to say... Now what we're going to do, we're going to sort of... And it would be fair to say Argenton was a strange place, and it was very quiet, and I think we did well to stick that one out. On graduating, which is there, now we've got anybody in this picture?
Yeah.
Who's there then?
Me.
Where? Go on. On graduating, Rebecca then returned to Aix-en-Provence for a further year of French immersion, which is where she met Ariel, another one of our lovely bridesmaids today. Back in the UK, she then completed a 1 year's master's degree in events management at the University of Westminster, so that meant another graduation.
There, there's people over on that table.
Go on, there is in that picture. Yeah. Graduation was particularly special at this one because that's the Royal Festival Hall, and I seem to remember we drank an awful lot of champagne afterwards. By now, Rebecca and Luke were an item, living in Shoreditch, East London. Rebecca's working career since has taken her to the Hyatt, where she met you today.
Yeah, and Fernando.
Yeah. To Informer, and now she's at King's College, London. The entire family are very proud of Rebecca's achievements, particularly, and I put this before I heard your sister, her plucky spirit in heading off to France twice on her lonesome. She's also become a very accomplished baker of cakes and other delicacies, and she's got a great tutor to follow here. She plays for the netball team, and from time to time you still pick up the cello? From time to time. As a footnote, we had to have some hen night pictures. This was before, and this was after. Anyway, now I have to turn to Luke, and I know Chris is particularly looking forward to this bit. What do you look for in a prospective son-in-law? Well, a love of football. This is your moment, Lewis, because I understand this is Laurie. This is Luke. It took me a while to spot him, actually. And this is Lewis. Is there anybody else? No, that's it. You see, Lewis and Luke are sporting very cheeky balls. And I'm just not sure what's gone wrong. An appreciation of the amber nectar. Or maybe an over-appreciation. Finely honed eating habits. A soft. An understanding of how to get on the right side of the accused man. Yeah. Extreme luck at fantasy footballing. Here passing on his skills to Alana. Empire saving skills. I have to do it. I'm really sorry.
Luke, use the force.
Superhero tendencies. Now, I don't know if the guy in the background was part of your party, but his complete interest is intriguing because clearly Batman is a very, very common sight in Catholic. A good retailing career with Morrison's. Oh, sorry. Asda, sorry. Tesco, no. Sainsbury's. Do you like that bit particularly?
Do it again.
Much like Chris, Luke did the proper thing and asked for Rebecca's hand in marriage. Unlike Chris, he did not make me swear to keep it a secret from Barbara, which has saved me an immeasurable quantity of grief. And for this, Luke, I'm very grateful. The question was popped to Rebecca during their trip to New York in February 2013. So only a year for wedding frenzy to take hold. And it was a memorable but chilly trip. Since their engagement, life has been hectic. Luke's had some career progression at Sainsbury's, and Rebecca has become an auntie to Alana May. And Luke's her godfather. And I just can't resist putting the picture up. I'm not ashamed to repeat what I said at Louise and Chris's wedding. Our 4 girlies have grown up into 4 beautiful, talented young women. They're most precious to Barbara and I, and we love each of them nearly and equally. This is a Margaret photograph, by the way, because she can take photographs as well as bake cakes. They're also very close to each other, and at times